Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from where you're watching us. Welcome to the Skybird WASH interview series. Today, we are joined by, my name is Stacey Nyandiko. I'm the sales engineer East Africa for Xylum Water Solutions. And today, we are joined by Sylvia Nyaga, the founder of Syna Consultancy Ltd. And she shall be talking to us about the interesting topic of accessible toilets. Welcome. Welcome, Sylvia. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stacey. Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to have you here. And again, it's been a long time coming, so hopefully we can finally get to this conversation. So Sylvia, tell us why you chose to talk to us about accessible toilets today.
I chose the topic accessible toilets because it's a conversation that a lot of us do not have. And the only people that have this conversation are people who either live with someone who has a mobility challenge or they have a mobility challenge themselves. I just think it's important for everyone in our society to know that there's an actual need for accessible toilets, and to know that this inaccessibility causes a number of issues, including something that may look really minor, like persons who are mobility challenged not even participating in society events. They don't go, say, even to church, they have trouble going to school, they have trouble visiting their neighbors, to serious effects such as them contracting water and sanitation related illnesses because they end up using undignified means to relieve themselves. Yeah, and I'm just saying, it's if it was possible, I mean, all our houses, all our schools, our institutions should have accessible toilets.
Yeah, that's interesting, Sylvia. The fact that for the differently able people, you really have to think about a lot, even when you're just going to visit a friend, even when you're just going to church and you're going to, yeah, we don't think about this a lot, especially if you don't have you don't have a disabled member in your family or friends in your close circle, and it's important that everyone gets to know about this. Tell us, Sylvia, what is the most interesting thing that you would like to tell us about this topic?
So, data-wise, globally, 1 billion people, according to WHO, have a form of disability, and the number is increasing, right? Because there's an increase in chronic diseases, people are aging. But then, what's the most interesting thing is that in one of today 20-year-olds will get a disability before they retire. And what that means is that we need to start having these inclusive designs right now. Don't wait until you've gotten a disability for you to start considering like inclusive designs. Yeah, and I think it's really, for me, it's really interesting because where I sit personally, I've never sat and thought of myself as someone who's differently abled or as someone who will get differently able at some point. So yeah, I think this for me is just a call to action right now. Like we just need to start having inclusive designs.
Yeah, it's interesting that you never know. You might end up being the one in need of this accessible toilets and accessible sanitation equipment. So it's important that we include it in our designs. Uh, Tell me, Sylvia, if you had a time machine, would you travel in the past or the future, and why would you travel?
So for me, I would
You
definitely
bring back with
travel.
you.
And what I would bring back with me.
Yes, yes.
For me, I just travel in the future, definitely. I'd bring back the technology that's there, right? And bring it today because I wait a couple of years for us to get there and get that technology. If I could go and bring it back today, what else would I bring? I don't know, the secret to good health or to not aging. Then I would not age. I'd stay young forever. That's what I
Yeah,
do.
to be
What would you
forever
do?
young. Um,
Yeah.
oh, that's interesting. I think that's an interesting aspect because sometimes when you're forever young, it stops many problems that we go through. Yeah, it slows down death, and we are able to live strong and yeah, and happy throughout. For me, I think Sylvia would say I will also travel in the future. and see if there's anything I can tweak in my favor or in our favor to make sure that, of course, it lands. For example, if we go in 10 years in the future and I find out I'm non-existent and I died 8 years ago, I'll find out why did I die, and is this disease curable? What can I do? If I need to stop taking sugar because of this, then I'd stop taking sugar immediately. So yeah, definitely travel in the future, and like I said, maybe bring back anti-aging.
Yeah, that would be important. Then we'd be young forever and energetic.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Sylvia, for joining us and for informing us about this interesting topic called accessible toilets, which most of us don't really think about it. And I think it's now an important aspect that everyone in the wash sector has this in mind when they're designing solutions for their clients or for just members in the society. So join us again as we have the next episode of the Skybird Wash interview. Sylvia will be hosting us. Be sure to tune in. Thank you. Thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you so much, Stacey, for having me.